Today we're going to meet Nancy. She's a sales manager at Contoso Coffee who needs to understand her team's performance. Nancy uses Dynamics 365 Sales to forecast revenue, identify risk, analyze customer conversations, and compare targets to better guide her sales team. Nancy can get more realistic pictures of how her team's performing with AI-driven forecasts that use signals from the current sales pipeline and historical performance. Bottom-up forecasting is the projection of what a sales team, salesperson, or organization will sell in a predefined period, month or quarter usually. Nancy can use the forecast to track performance by using assigned sales targets or quotas. Nancy clicks on the predictive cell to view more information. The prediction waterfall chart will open. The predictive details are broken down to closed won, predicted from open, predicted from new, and total prediction. The top factors that influence the predictions are displayed below the graph. These factors help Nancy to understand the key points of the graph. Nancy is aware that David is working on an opportunity from Trey research account. She decides to drill down by account and check for updates on revenue numbers by David. Nancy can see a list of the opportunities belonging to Trey's research account that David is working on. Nancy uses the opportunity Kanban view to effectively monitor the pipeline and see the opportunities in the different statuses or stages of the business process flow. The Kanban view shows opportunities as cards. The lanes in the Kanban view represents the default statuses or business process flow stages of the opportunities. The opportunity cards within the swim lanes show where in the process the opportunities are. Nancy notices that David has updated the opportunity and moved it to the committed state. This is great news. After addressing forecasting accuracies, Nancy shifts her focus to gaining a holistic view of Contoso's sales pipeline. Nancy gets a holistic view of Contoso's sales pipeline. Nancy wants to know which products are generating the most revenue and how her team is performing. Nancy found Coffee A100 Automatic as the best-selling product. Nancy can get insights into the product immediately by the sales stage, by territory, and forecasting ratio. Power BI cross-filters all the data points by the product in the visuals. Nancy finds that US West team is performing well. She can further analyze the top states and the sales stage and the revenue. Power BI cross-filters all the data points for Nancy to see which key influencers are impacting the sales. In this report, Nancy can find the key influencing factors impacting sales of the product. It has a better chance of selling if it's sold with Coffee Cloud subscriptions. The data points can further analyze with AI-driven visuals in the decomposition view, visualized in Power BI. Nancy expands the nodes, and she is interested in finding which campaigns are positively influencing the decision makers when the purchase process is determined by individuals. She chooses to see the details in the business service industry. She splits the data further in front of individual nodes. Then she drills into campaign name. Nancy concludes that Cafe A100 Automatic was the most effective out of all the campaigns. It is important that other campaigns should be reviewed and improved to make them more impactful. Nancy reviews the team's performance by examining key performance indicators, analyzing conversation types, and identifying top conversation content. She then explores the KPIs in more details to gain insights on how each team member is performing. Nancy understands her team's overall conversation performance by focusing on metrics such as average pause before speaking, talk-to-listen ratio, and talking speed. Now she delves into the Customer Insights dashboard to learn more about the customer sentiments. Nancy reviews the overall customer sentiments towards her team, as well as the top mentioned and trending brands among the customers. She navigates to the conversation recordings dashboard to identify any recordings that require her attention, aiming to provide support for her team as needed. Nancy learns a few new instances of negative sentiment recorded in the analysis. She plans to coach her team members to help improve their performance. Nancy wants to scale the best practices of using Copilot to prepare for meetings across her team. Sales sequences are a suggested set of consecutive activities that managers can configure for their team, visible in Seller's Sales Accelerator view. Nancy updates her team's sales sequence by incorporating a new Prepare for Meeting step. She begins by switching to her personal settings area. Nancy chooses Sales Accelerator Opportunity Sequence and adds a step. Nancy starts with adding a task before sellers from her team to make a customer call. Nancy chooses to add a step task. Nancy adds the title, description, and task and saves the sequence. Once the sequence is saved and activated, Nancy heads to connect the opportunities to the edited sequence. Nancy proceeds to connect the opportunities. Nancy chooses all the opportunities and connects the sequence. Nancy can view the progress of each deal in the sequence, allowing her to assist her team in closing deals more effectively. Dynamics 365 Sales provides Nancy visibility into her team's performance with forecasting and charts, metric tracking, visualization with Power BI. She now has the right information to develop the sales strategy for the next fiscal year, as well as lead her team to success with a better understanding of the sales best practices.